After about a year of searching, I am finally moving to a bigger place. And contrary to what I thought when I first started looking, I decided to rent instead of buy. A year ago, I was determined to buy because if you have the money to do it, it's what you do in America, right? It's a sign of success and it's always the best investment, right? This is so ingrained in many of us, we're blinded to the fact that it's not always true anymore. I'm gonna explain why I decided to sign a lease and rent for another year, even though I technically could buy, and why I think this is the better financial decision for me. The first reason I decided not to buy and instead sign a new lease is because when I actually ran the numbers, it wasn't the best investment. And this was hard for me to wrap my mind around because for many years, buying was a great investment. Really for much of the past 50 years and even as early as 2021. If you bought a place, your monthly cost would be the same, if not slightly cheaper, than the cost to rent a comparable place. But this is just not the case anymore. With where prices and interest rates are currently, usually the monthly mortgage cost would be much higher than a comparable unit for rent. When you actually run the numbers, it's pretty surprising. So take this condo, for example, that is in the $800,000 price range. It's 2-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, about 1,000 square feet, and this is pretty typical of what you'll find in this price point in Los Angeles. For a place like this, the monthly mortgage is nearly $6,000 a month because of today's 7% interest rate. Meanwhile, there are plenty of 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments that are arguably more updated. You can see the floors in the kitchen do look more modern in this one, that are less expensive. This one is renting for $4,500 a month. Not to mention, you also have that down payment that you could leave in the stock market. There's the opportunity cost of that as well. So for this place, it's a $160,000 down payment, and if you're getting the average stock market return, that's $16,000 per year that you're losing out on. Not to mention, if you were saving $1,500 a month because it's cheaper to rent, you can invest that as well. And in 5 years, you would have nearly $400,000. And so the question is always, does buying beat that return? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. What I realized is with both of the places that I actually put offers in on, it was very close. It was not a no-brainer that buying was better. It was like, maybe not though. Because the thing is, there's a lot more factors than just the monthly mortgage cost versus the rent cost. There's home appreciation, the fact that rents can go up, the tax benefits of owning. It's actually a lot more complicated to determine if it is truly a good investment to buy versus rent. The New York Times actually made a really good rent versus buy calculator that takes into account all of these things, like the tax benefits of owning and the fact that rent increases. And in this specific scenario, renting was always just a little bit better, even if you held it for 30 years. And this calculator isn't even taking into account that you might be investing the difference in what you save by renting. It also doesn't take into account that if you buy, you could potentially refinance later, but still it gives you a pretty good idea of if it's truly better to buy versus rent, which in most cases, better to rent. So for it to make sense as an investment, you need the appreciation to outpace those stock market gains. And when I looked at the data of what I wanted to buy, I didn't think it would. Houses always appreciate, don't they? Not super well for condos and townhouses. Personally, what I was looking at buying was a condo or a townhouse, because in LA, to get a single family house, you're starting at $1.7 million. And also, I personally just like the security of a building. I don't think I would sleep very well at night in a single family house in LA. It's just a personal thing. I just know myself and I wouldn't. Single family houses do historically appreciate pretty well, like 4% a year, but condos and townhouses, not the same. In fact, Redfin's data showed in the last 5 years, condos only appreciated 0.7% per year, which is unusually low. I like to go in and look at the particular building I'm interested in and see how other units appreciated. Oftentimes, it was about 2 to 3% a year. Sometimes they lost money. If somebody bought in 2021 and was now trying to sell, they were losing money. So this was another realization I had, was condos just are really not a great investment. I have a real estate license, so I've worked in real estate a little bit. I've had some listings, and I had a listing and the owner owned the condo for 2 years and wanted to sell. They actually were going to lose money if they sold it. A lot of times the case with condos, I think people are disappointed with the appreciation not really being very good. This is something a lot of real estate agents won't tell you because they just want you to buy something to get the commission. But I'm a YouTuber first and foremost, so I don't really care. everywhere. And so if you are living in a building, if you're going for that lifestyle like I am, you can usually rent them for cheaper and get a better return. Keeping that down payment in the stock market, you may end up in a better spot in, say, 5 years to buy a single family house instead.
I could bore you guys with the numbers of this all day, but basically, buying could be an okay investment. You can make it make sense when you factor in the tax benefits more than anything. But the bigger thing was I couldn't find something in my price range I really was excited to buy and commit to for 5 to 10 plus years. The fact of the matter is the inventory in LA in the $1 million price range even is not that great, and you can definitely rent something better. It's usually an older condo from the 80s or even older, in need of maintenance, not updated. I was able to find 2 places I liked enough that I put offers in on, but even those, when they didn't work out, I wasn't heartbroken because I was gonna have to put tens of thousands, if not over $100,000 in one case, into making it updated. Updated enough that it was similar to the comparable rentals. If I was buying in a city like Seattle, where I'm from, where they have a lot of great inventory, even in the $600,000 to $800,000 price range, you can get a nice townhouse for like $700,000. Sure, you could probably make a little more if you kept your money in the stock market, but I would still buy in that case because I'd be buying something that I actually want. With the case of buying here in LA, it just started to not feel right because these places just were not better than what you could rent.
For now, I think it's better to hold out, keep investing until I can get the house I really want, because I don't think getting a condo in the meantime is the best stepping stone and way to get there. I actually think renting and investing in the stock market is a better way. Who knows? I could be wrong. It all depends on home appreciation in the stock market. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know, but based on historical data, I do think that this is the case.
And the last reason was realizing I value the flexibility right now that renting gives you.
When it comes to renting, I'm okay with the location being a little grungier, like I can deal.
But when it comes to actually buying, I am way pickier on the location.
I've lived here like over 10 years and I have noticed ever since COVID, it has gone downhill in terms of safety and cleanliness.
I have been here for over a week now. This kind of stuff is just always popping up. I love LA for right now. I have a great community here. There's lots of cool stuff to film and opportunities here, but I could see myself buying in a little bit of a different area at some point.
I've recently spent more time in another part of California, close to LA, but actually outside of LA, and it's just so much cleaner, safer. I wouldn't feel scared living in a house there, and I've kind of started to think that when it comes time to buy, I might actually want to buy there instead. So I am valuing the flexibility of renting, still spending time here for now. Maybe I'll want to stay here, but maybe not. I like having that flexibility right now. LA, some parts of it feel like a gamble in terms of long-term property value. Take somewhere like Santa Monica near the 3rd Street Promenade area. It used to be really lively, a touristy area. It was nice. And now it's dead. It's actually kind of sketchy. And those property values have definitely suffered. Well, it's unlikely for that to happen. That's just one small part of LA. Most of it is not like that. The fact that it could happen, I don't love. I think I'd rather rent in a place like that where I'm not sure if it's gonna be nice or not in 5 years, and buy somewhere where it seems more like a sure thing that it's gonna stay pretty nice. So that is why I actually think renting is the smarter financial decision and just lifestyle choice for me right now. But it's such a personal decision for everyone. I really encourage you to run the numbers, to think, do I actually want to live here for 10 years if I have to? Am I just trying to check a box, or am I excited about this place? Because the fact of the matter is, these days, it's not always the best investment. So if you're gonna buy a place, it's more of a personal consumption thing. It's fine to buy something, and there can be great reasons to, like staying in a school district if you have kids, or you love a location and you want to make sure that you're always there. But if you're looking at buying as a stepping stone to getting to your next place, it might not be the best, especially if you're looking at a condo like I was.
But I will say, you guys, that American dream is so ingrained. Even knowing all this, a part of me still wants to buy, even though I know it's not a good idea.
Awesome thing is, there are alternatives to investing in real estate. You can still build equity in something without buying real estate. Stocks are much more passive. And I made a whole video comparing stock market returns to my real estate investment returns, and it kind of solidified that stocks can be better. They often are when interest rates and prices are this high. I don't want to rent forever, but I do think that renting and investing the difference will get me to my goal of buying something I'm really excited about later on. So let me know what you guys think. Are you renting? Are you looking to buy? If you are looking to buy in LA, despite everything I just said, maybe if you're looking at like a single family house, would recommend a single family house over a condo, but you do you. But if you are looking in LA or Orange County, I kind of recommend Orange County over LA, to be honest. I am a real estate agent here. If you'd like to go tour some places, you can reach out to me down below, whether you're looking to buy or sell. I'll have my email down below if you want to get on a call and learn more about the process. It's not just me. I work with a team that has over 15 years of experience. So if you are looking, but again, totally get it if you're not, because for most people, it just doesn't make sense. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I have a lot to still unpack. If you want to see my new place, I'll link my vlog channel because I'll be showing it on my vlogs soon, and I'll see you in my next video.